Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be doing rose gold on my dear sister Liv. So you would have just seen her. Actually, she was my model, or the person that I took from dark to light. So that's either, I think it's like 2 videos back. But today we're going to take her rose gold because she just wanted something fun and something that would fade out into a nice pretty blonde when it's done. So instead of going like lavender or something, we are going to go rose gold because that'll fade into a nice like warm sandy blonde. Whereas like a lavender would fade out more into like an icier blonde. Anyways, so this video has a bunch of different colors in it because I was just trying things out. It was a late night and we were just testing a bunch of stuff out. So this is what I really wanted to test out. It's the Shades EQ their pastel line, and so this is the pink one. And this is the Perfect Blonde Pravana mask. That's on her hair right now, so I just let her sit in that while I mixed up the Shades EQ. So if you had seen in my other video, my haul video, I mentioned 3 different things that I really wanted to try on her today. So the first one and the main one was the pastel pink from Shades EQ. So that's what we're going to do first, and then I got 2 backups just in case that didn't work, and then I ended up using a bunch of other stuff at the end that I'll talk you through. But first, this is just the Shades EQ pastel pink that I'm going to put all over her head. And when I first poured this out, I was like, oh my goodness, it's so dark. How is this a pastel? But honestly, guys, I think if this actually worked, obviously it didn't because I had to use a bunch of other things. That's why this video is longer than just like a 5-minute video. But I think if her hair was a little bit lighter, and I guess maybe if you put this on just dry hair, I usually use my shades while the hair is wet, but I guess if you wanted to do like a really true pastel pink, then you might want to try it on dry hair. And since we were going for that rosy gold, I thought that this more like warmer tone gold would be fine with just the hint of the pastel pink in it. But I guess it didn't work out as we planned. But I just let this sit on for about 7 to 10 minutes, just rubbing it through. And as you can see, it looks like it changed. Like as I'm running my fingers through it, it looks like something happened. And so when I did rinse it out, when I thought it was time, I was like, oh, this is going to be great. Like it's looking really good. And usually when you rinse it out, it goes a little bit lighter, so it won't be as dark. But as I was rinsing it out, I noticed that everything was rinsing out. Like hardly any of the tones stayed. So yeah, that's why we had to do plan B, which is good. I planned for that. So the next thing that we're going to use is, I'm pretty sure it's a Kenra color. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the Simply Blonde sheer tone is Kenra. And it's the rose. So this is supposed to be a sheer tone, so I was like, oh, this will be the same thing. I don't use Kenra, but I was just walking through Salon Centric looking at all the little pink swatches. So this is one that I picked up, and I'm just mixing that with 20 volume. And then, as you can see, I'm going to put in this other color, this 8 ROM. It's also Kenra color. This is a permanent color, and I just put a little bit in the mixture of that sheer rose tone just to boost up that rosy goldness. This is a permanent color, and you'll see that it touches her brown head, but don't freak out, guys. Her brown is not natural. It's been colored. So this permanent color is not going to do anything to her brown base because it's already colored, and color doesn't lift color. If anybody doesn't know that, please listen. Color does not lift color. So if you have a dark color and you want to put a light color on it, you have to use bleach. You can't use another color. But yeah, so that's what I'm just rubbing all over her head, mixing it in really well. And my theory for this was kind of like, oh, maybe I need just like a thicker color to deposit more than just a shades. And since it was pastel, it was either a 50-50 chance it was going to take or not because I didn't know if her hair was light enough. But we just tried it out anyway. So this one I was like, oh, I'll just set this on. So I let this sit on for about 15 minutes, just rubbing my hands through it, checking it. And then nothing was happening, so I just go in the back and reach for everything. So this is Pulp Riot Blush. I had a little bit of this left, so I squirt that on and rub it in. I'm just trying to get a little bit more of that rose tone for the rose gold. I have the gold, I just can't freaking get this rose. So that's what I'm doing here, and then I go and get a Joico color as well. This is the Joico Rose. Yeah, the other one was Pulp-Rite Blush, if I didn't say that right. This is Joico Rose. And this stuff has glitter in it, and it was so pretty. And so I just used the rest that I had of those two. Just trying to get even just the front pieces a little bit rosy so it looks more rosy than just gold and just brassy. So I'm like mixing those two in. And it's helping a little bit. I was just like, what can I freaking use in the back room that has this rose gold? So I pick out this Lanza color that's magenta, and you can see it's super dark. Um, I don't use Lanza. I got it at an event for Salon Lofts way back in the day. But I figured since her hair already has a bunch of color in it at the moment, this darker magenta color is not going to take as deep as it looks, and that's exactly what happened. So I was like, finally, I got some rose in there. So this is what it looks like as I'm drying it. It's really, really pretty. I'll put pictures at the end, obviously. But I'm also going to do kind of like a curl tutorial at the end here. So I'll come back and explain how I do those curls. Okay, so curls. So what I usually do is I either do the Victoria's Secret curls, which is curling everything away from the face, or I do like a beachy curl, and that is curling the hair every other way with the pieces right around the face, away from the face. So today we're doing the Victoria's Secret curl, so everything is going to be going away from her face, and we'll meet in the middle and the back. So what you do is you just section your hair and get 1 inch sections, like a little square, and you just start in the middle. This is a 1 1/4 inch clamp curling iron. It's from Hot Tools, and I love the clamp. It just works better for me. Yeah, and so then I'm just starting in the middle, going up, slowly adding those ends in. Don't start at the end of your hair and curl up because one, your ends are the most fragile part of your hair, and leaving them in the heat the whole time will only cause damage. You just want to brush that curling iron over the ends slightly just to add the curl but not damage the hair. Also, when you start from the bottom and roll up, the ends get too curly and just look really Shirley Temple curl, which is not the trendy style of the day. So you want to start in the middle, closer up to the top of the head, and work your way down, pulling the hair in as you go. And then what you'll see me do is once I get all the hair in, I pull straight down to soften that end piece so it's not too curly and to kind of make it a little straighter at the end. That will give you more of the beachy waves. If you want the more really voluminous Victoria's Secret curl, do kind of the same technique, but try not to flatten the end out. You want a little bit of bend at the end of the curl, but not too much. Do you know what I mean? I'm going to do the same thing over and over again here, so just keep watching. And it takes practice. I mean, I do this all day, every day, so I should be good at it by now, and if I'm not, that's worrisome. But just practice it, and it's different for every hair type, especially if you have shorter hair. It's easier to curl, at least I think. Longer hair, shorter hair, you only need like one bend in the hair with short hair. Like my length, I only need to bend it once for it to look like it's nice and curled, because I don't want too curly because then it just looks like a cotton ball in my head. So yeah, that's kind of how I curl the hair when I do curls. After I'm done curling, I just spray some hairspray and some texturizing spray, and I usually brush through it. If you run your fingers through it, it's more beachy. But this is the end result, and we absolutely love this. It's really goldy with a hint of that rose in there, and it's just all throughout just mixing. And it turned out really good, surprisingly, because it was kind of a shit show for there for a while. But guys, thanks so much for watching, and I can't wait to see you in my next video. Bye!